March 21st, Chicago. What began as a simple traffic stop quickly escalated into a harrowing and fatal confrontation. Dexter Reed, a 26-year-old black man, was pulled over by Chicago police for not wearing a seatbelt. Moments later, he was fatally shot, with police discharging 96 bullets in a mere 41 seconds. How does a minor infraction turn into a deadly shootout? What exactly happened in those critical seconds that led to such an extreme use of force? Join us as we uncover the unsettling details of this tragedy. Dexter Reed was more than just a headline. He was a son, a brother, and a cherished member of his community. Born and raised on the west side of Chicago, Dexter was known for his charismatic smile and a zest for life that drew people to him. His mother, Nicole Banks, often recounts how Dexter would light up a room and was always the source of laughter at family gatherings. Dexter had a deep passion for basketball and was a standout athlete during his high school years. Off the court, he enjoyed cooking. Barbecuing was his specialty, often hosting neighborhood cookouts that brought everyone together. These moments underscored his role as a community connector, someone who valued relationships above all else. His ambitions stretched beyond the basketball court and the kitchen. Dexter dreamed of starting his own business, aspiring to open a sports bar where he could merge his love for sports with his knack for hospitality. His family and friends supported his dreams, seeing in him the potential to achieve great things. In a heartfelt testimonial, Dexter's sister, Portia, shares, "Dexter wasn't just my brother, he was my best friend. He had plans, big plans, and he worked hard every day to make them a reality. He loved this city, he loved its people, and he wanted to give back to the community that raised him." This young man's life, filled with potential and purpose, was abruptly cut short, leaving a community to mourn what could have been. On March 21st, the day started like any other for Dexter Reed. He told his mother he was going out for a drive in the car he had just bought 3 days earlier, a proud moment for a young man looking to the future. But this ordinary day took a tragic turn when Dexter was pulled over by a tactical unit of the Chicago police. The officers involved were part of a plainclothes unit, cruising in an unmarked vehicle. They spotted Dexter driving without a seatbelt, a minor infraction that typically results in a simple traffic ticket. However, the situation escalated far beyond a routine stop. Body cam footage obtained from the officers shows a rapidly intensifying scene. As the officers approached Dexter's car, they can be heard shouting commands through the rolled up windows of his tinted vehicle. The tension mounts as they repeatedly order Dexter to unlock the door and keep the windows down. Dexter, visibly confused and anxious, does not immediately comply, which seems to heighten the officers' agitation. The critical moment arrives as one officer is heard warning his colleagues that Dexter could be armed, although there is no visible threat identified on the video. Within seconds, the situation spirals out of control. Shots ring out, echoing through the quiet street, captured in harrowing detail by the body cams. The footage shows officers taking cover, their guns drawn and aimed as more shots are fired. This intense encounter, caught on video, raises profound questions about the use of force and the protocols followed during what should have been a straightforward traffic stop. The incident that unfolded next is both shocking and tragic. Within a span of just 41 seconds, a chaotic barrage of gunfire erupted. Police officers, part of a tactical unit specifically trained for high-risk situations, fired a staggering 96 shots towards Dexter Reed's vehicle. The rapidity and volume of the shooting were extraordinary, raising immediate concerns about the proportionality and necessity of such force. Dexter's response in these critical moments was one of panic and confusion. As the first shots were fired, body cam footage shows him trying to shield himself inside his car, an instinctive reaction to the sudden danger. There was no clear evidence that Dexter had initially posed a threat justifying such an extreme response from the officers. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability COPA, which later reviewed the footage and other evidence, issued a preliminary statement. According to COPA, the video appears to confirm that Dexter did fire a weapon, hitting one officer in the forearm. This action seemingly triggered the overwhelming response from the police. However, COPA emphasized that their investigation remained ongoing to fully ascertain the sequence of events and the justification for the use of deadly force. The Chicago Police Department, cooperating with the investigation, refrained from making a definitive judgment pending the outcome. Their statement stressed the complexity of the situation and the need to gather all facts before reaching a conclusion. This devastating encounter not only ended a young man's life, but also sparked a broader debate on police tactics, the use of force, and the mechanisms of accountability in such high stakes confrontations. In the immediate aftermath of the gunfire, the scene was one of chaos and devastation. Dexter Reed, critically injured, staggered out of his car and collapsed on the pavement. Body cam footage captured officers quickly moving towards his motionless body, cautioning him not to move despite his visible incapacitation. As Dexter lay on the ground, a pool of blood formed next to him, marking the spot where a routine traffic stop had escalated into a fatal shooting. Emergency medical services were dispatched swiftly, but tragically, Dexter was pronounced dead at the hospital. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability COPA took charge of the investigation, scrutinizing every second of the body cam footage and other available evidence. Their focus was on determining the sequence of events and whether the use of deadly force was justified. COPA's review remains ongoing, with their findings expected to clarify the circumstances under which the officers decided to fire so many rounds. Amidst the unfolding investigation, the family's attorney, Andrew M. Stroth, has been vocal about his accusations and demands. He criticized the police for not adequately identifying themselves as officers, which he argues contributed to the fatal misunderstanding. Stroth is demanding accountability and significant changes to the police tactical units involved, accusing them of excessive force and lack of transparency. He, along with Dexter's family, is calling for immediate action from local government officials, insisting on a thorough and transparent investigation to ensure justice for Dexter Reed. As the community reels from this tragedy, the calls for reform and accountability grow louder, echoing the desperate need for systemic changes to prevent future incidents of this nature. The shooting of Dexter Reed did not just spark outrage, it ignited a powerful movement within Chicago. Streets filled with demonstrators, voices rising in unison to protest against a system they see as flawed and unjust. Protesters held signs with Dexter's name, turning his story into a symbol of the broader struggle against police brutality. The city, marked by previous incidents of violence involving law enforcement, found itself at the center of a renewed call for substantial police reform. This local outcry is part of a larger national conversation. Across the United States, names like Tyre Nichols, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd remind us of the urgent need for reform. These cases, like Dexter's, highlight disturbing trends in police conduct, particularly towards Black communities. Statistics from major investigations reveal a grim reality. Thousands have been fatally shot by police since 2015, with disproportionate numbers involving Black individuals. Dexter Reed's story is now another painful entry in this ongoing national reckoning with police violence and systemic injustice. In the aftermath of the shooting, local leaders and politicians faced immense pressure to respond. Chicago's mayor expressed deep personal sorrow and initiated discussions on police tactics and accountability. These steps are seen by many as the beginning of meaningful change, yet for Dexter's family and many community members, they are only the first of many necessary actions. The family's lawyer, alongside civic leaders, has outlined clear demands: an overhaul of the tactical units implicated in numerous violent incidents and a transparent, accountable process for handling cases of police misconduct. These calls for justice are not just about retribution for Dexter, but about preventing future tragedies. We conclude this story with a call to action for everyone watching. Join the conversation, spread awareness, and actively engage in advocating for the changes needed to ensure that what happened to Dexter Reed does not happen again. It is only through collective effort and relentless pursuit of justice that we can hope to see a future where such tragedies are a thing of the past.